this is Naveed Akram and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to start studying matrices. Matrices is a plural form of matrix. When we hear the term matrix, the first question that arises in the mind is, what is a matrix? So, a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers enclosed by brackets. For example, this is a rectangular array, and if we enclose it by brackets, it becomes a matrix. Let's see another example of matrix. 7, 6, 9, 4, and enclosed by brackets. Now these numbers can be any real number, or it can also be a variable whose value is a real number. And now let's talk about the brackets. The brackets can be the square brackets as I drew, or it can also be round brackets, and it can also be round at the edge and straight from the center. I personally prefer this one. You'll probably find in your question paper the round brackets, and in your textbook they are a little round from the edges and straight from the center. So these all of three are equally good, and you can opt to choose anyone for use. Now let's talk about elements or entries. These numbers which are in the matrix are known as elements or entries of the matrix. And the next thing is that the matrices are denoted conventionally by capital letters. For example, we have this matrix, we can denote it by A, so this will be the matrix A. Similarly, we have another matrix, we can denote it by another capital letter, say M, so it will be a matrix M. It's simple. Now, rows and columns, the horizontal lines of elements in a matrix are its rows, whereas the vertical lines of elements form the column. For example, if we have a matrix A, then this is the horizontal line of elements. This is its first row. Similarly, this is its second horizontal line of elements, and this is its second row. If we talk about columns, this one is the vertical line of the element and its first column of this matrix. Similarly, this one is second column and this one is the third column. See, here is another matrix B. If we see its rows and columns, it has first row, this is its second row, and this is its third row. Talking about columns, it has 1 column, 2 and 3 columns. So this matrix B has 3 rows and 3 columns. Now in these two examples you have seen that each row has the same number of elements. If we talk about element A, row 1 has 1, 2, 3 elements, and row 2 has 1, 2, 3 elements. Similarly, in this matrix B, row 1 has 3 elements, row 2 has 3 elements, and row 3 has 3 elements. Talking about columns, column 1 has 2 elements in matrix A, column 2 has 2 elements, and column 3 has also 2 elements. All the columns have 2 elements. In talk about the column B, all the columns have 3 elements. So all the rows have the same number of elements, and all the columns have also same number of elements. The number of elements in the rows and columns may be different, but the number of elements in the rows on all the rows are same, and the number of elements in all the columns are the same. If someone writes a matrix like 1, 2, 7, 6, 0. Now this matrix is not a valid matrix. The reason is that here is a blank space. If we accept it, then row 1 has 2 elements and row 2 has 3 elements, which is not possible. Similarly, if we see the columns, the column 1 has 2 elements, column 2 has also 2 elements, but column 3 has only 1 element. So this is not possible. There shouldn't be any empty space, or in other words, as I told you, that all the rows must have same number of elements and all the columns must also have same number of elements. So if we write here any number, let's say 4, so now this becomes a valid matrix because both rows have 3 elements and all the columns have 2 elements. So now it is a valid matrix. Now let's talk about order of matrix. If a matrix has m rows and n columns, the matrix is said to be of order m by n. For example, if we have a matrix A, then we can see that there are 2 rows and there are 3 columns. So matrix A is of order 2 by 3. We can also say that the order of matrix A is 2 by 3, or A is 2 by 3 matrix. Now remember that while stating order of a matrix, you have to write the number of rows first. If we write the number of columns first, it will not be a mistake. It would be a blunder. So remember that you have to write the number of rows first. So this is all about this video. After this video, you are able to solve question 1 of practice now on page 138 and question 1 of exercise 5a. I am talking about Oxford New Syllabus Mathematics D4 7th edition. This is all about today's video. Please give me your feedback in the comment section. And you can also like my Facebook page www.facebook.com/NaveedAkramPak, and you may also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.